Good morning, everyone. Today, I will be assisting Dr. JP as he will be attending an equally important meeting or equally important matter to do. So once again, my name is Ricky Serra, one of the education supervisors of CHED Regional Office 1 and in charge for business education. And I am your part-time moderator for today. Since we have four sessions that we will be tackling for today's webinar. So before we move on, we would like to acknowledge first, once again, our 11,000 Facebook likers and followers, also our 4,000 YouTube subscribers. We also have noted that there are 778,000 plus viewers we already have for our views in Facebook and YouTube. We cannot have this without your support for the CHED RO1 webinar series. Marami pong salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay at pagsuporta sa aming webinar series. Now, for our second session, we have invited an international speaker to discuss their best practices in policymaking and internationalization for higher education institution. This is in order to address the current issues on COVID-19 pandemic. So, without further ado on this matter, let me formally introduce to you our next speaker. She was born in Hangzhou, China. She completed her undergraduate study in English language and literature in Fudan University and received her MA in Applied Linguistics in Zhejiang University. She has been teaching in Zhejiang University since 1991, and her research interests are second language acquisition and cognitive learning. Recently, her focus is more on higher education policy and internationalization of higher education. She was invited scholar in Central College, United States for the academic year 2003 to 2004. She was the director of Central College China program from 2005 to 2007, undertaking the overall on-site academic, financial and budgetary, and student life responsibilities of the program. She was a deputy director for Office of Global Engagement of Zhejiang University from November 2009 to December 2015. Since then, she has been an acting director of the office and was appointed as director of the office in November 2016. She oversees the university's global strategy and outreach. Her major responsibility is developing collaborative relations with international partners in terms of facilitating faculty and student mobility, promoting joint research, developing framework for university collaboration, and looking over Zhejiang University's participation in international consortiums. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Professor Min Lee, Director of Global Engagement, Zhejiang University. Hi, Professor.
Hello, thank you, Moderator. Thank you for the introduction.
Sorry, Professor. I hear
Okay.
uh, Professor, your other devices, uh, the sound is, may we request Professor to your device to put switch off in order for us to hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Not yet, Professor. Here.
So can you hear me?
Not yet, Professor.
Not yet.
Echoing.
Is it okay?
Your sound is echoing, Professor.
Is that better now?
Okay, so habang inaayos po natin, meron lang pong technicalities po na kailangan natin. So, once again, maraming pinapag-suporta ninyo. Everyone, webinar series, we have four speakers for today's webinar series. We already have one from the St. Louis University, Professor Andrew S. Macalma, informing us on the different strategies in coping up with the pandemic COVID-19. And for the second session, we'll be discussing or we'll be hearing from Director Professor Min Lee for the globalization and internationalization of higher education institutions. So while waiting for our technical staff to give us a go signal,
So does it work now?
Are
Okay,
we
we do you does it work?
Professor, try to request refresh your browser.
Okay, there are no equipment on.
Let me try.
You see here.
Kindly recheck your audio, Professor. Hi, Miss Kylene. She cannot hear me. Miss Kylene, can you hear me? Miss Kylene, can you hear me? May we request Professor to switch off first the Kylene? Okay, once again po, marami pong salamat sa patuloy na pag-attend po ninyo at pag-subaybay po sa aming webinar series. Indeed, we felt grateful for all of your supports po every time na meron kaming webinar series. Marami pong salamat sa patuloy na pagbibigay po ninyo sa amin ng inspirasyon para gawin itong initiative na to para mas ma-uplift po natin ang mga faculty and staff and administrators of our higher education. So, we okay, so habang inaayos pa po nila ulit, medyo nagkakaroon po ng technical problem kasi po yung ating speaker ay miles and miles away from us. So, pagpasensya nyo lang po. We know that you have been waiting for this and we promise na maayos po agad yung technical problem. Okay, so for now, before we move on to the webinar series, we would like to remind everyone that we are conducting a series of meetings to our different deans, program heads, and coordinators of the different programs of higher education institutions in Region 1. Yesterday, we are already done with the education a teacher education program and the information technology program. For today, the meeting is ongoing for the engineering and architecture program and the hospitality and tourism management program. For tomorrow, we have scheduled for business education program in the morning, in the afternoon, and also for the health related programs also in the afternoon. So lahat po ng mga presidents po ng higher education institutions in Region 1, please make sure to see the group chat that we have for the details and for the information on the said meetings for the deans, program heads, and program coordinators of the different fields or the different programs. Marami pong salamat. So again, we would like to remind everyone for today's scheduled webinar series. We are done with maintaining positive well-being, coping mechanism strategies during the COVID-19 pandemic. This was discussed by Professor Andrew S. Macalma, the Dean of Student Affairs, St. Louis University, Baguio City, Philippines. The next speaker is from the Zhejiang University, Professor Min Li, Director, Office of Global Engagement, Zhejiang University, Hangzhou, China. She will be discussing Zhejiang University's best practices in addressing the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. In the afternoon, we will have two another sessions. First, we have the sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression, or the SOGI, equality in the. This will be discussed by Honorable Congressman Geraldine Biro, District Representative of Bataan, First District House of Representatives. And the last but not the least, we have the vulnerability of elderly in higher education institutions to COVID-19. This will be discussed by Dr. Joel B. Bileno, Medical Officer for of Ilocos Training and Regional Medical Center, City of San Fernando, La Union, Philippines. And for June 11, we have two another sessions for individualized and differentiated instruction for PWDs during the COVID-19. And in the afternoon of June 11, 2020, we have a beginner's guide to portfolio making tips and tricks. Okay, so we are also promoting the different webinar series for CHEDRO 1 and other. We also have lined up different programs, different webinar series that will best suit the HEI in their conduct of formulating or having their flexible learning methodology. So, antayin po natin lahat yan, yung mga different topics na ibibigay po at ihahandog ng CHED Regional Office 1 to help our higher education institutions, especially dito po sa ating region. So, I think ready na po ba tayo? Hello, Professor. Ah, cannot still hear you clearly, Professor. You're still echoing, Professor. There's some- Can we try Kylie, Professor? Hi, Miss Kylie. Your phone is good, Miss Kylie.
这个我们要用你的电脑方面闭切。
Yeah, it's good. It's clear. Okay po. I think we are ready to have our next speaker. Once again, let me introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Professor Min Li, Director, Global Engagement, Zhejiang University. Hello, Professor.
Yes. Can you hear?
Uh, Professor, but it's not clear.
So is it right? Is it now? I you see it now?
Professor, may we request to low down your volume?
Yes. Is it okay?
Here, so that we can hear you clearly.
Yes. Is it right now?
Not yet, Professor.
Not yet. Okay. Let me try it also to the laptop. Okay. Shall we turn it? Maybe stop the camera right now.
Professor, maybe we can share the place of Miss Kaylin. Maybe you need to go to the other room, Professor. Hi, Miss Kaylin. Can you hear me? Miss Kaylin, can you hear me? Maybe the device of Miss Kaylin is better for the sound or the audio. We can hear you clearly now. Okay? Pasensya na po ulit mga viewers. This is my first time to be the moderator. Marami pong salamat sa pagsubaybay po ninyo ulit sa CHED Regional Office 1. At tunay nga po na everything is made fun and exciting kapag talagang first time po natin. Marami rin pong salamat sa pagkakataon na binigay po para mag-host or maging moderator for this event. And we ask for your consideration for our dear viewers for waiting. Kasi nga po, miles and miles away po talaga ang ating speaker. Okay? So, galing pa naman to sa China. So, Hangzhou, China. Opo. So, just to remind once again all of our viewers, we will be flashing the link for the feedback form and e-certificates on the last topic for today's webinar series. So I think the technical team are ready, giving us the go signal. Professor, can you check the private chat that we have? Ulitin lang po namin yung mga topics for today's webinar series. We have maintaining positive well-being, coping mechanism strategies during the COVID-19 pandemic, Zhejiang University's best practices in addressing the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, and in the afternoon, we have sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, equality in the Philippines. And last one, the vulnerability of elderly in higher education institutions to COVID-19. We remind again all of our deans, program heads, and program coordinators for the meetings of your different programs for today and tomorrow. Details of the said virtual meeting will be posted by our regional director in the group chat of presidents of higher education institutions. So, paki-update lang po ninyo yung mga messenger accounts po ninyo for the details of the virtual meeting. So marami pong salamat. This is for the CHED, this is for the higher education institutions in Region 1. Hi, Miss Kaylin. Can you hear me, Miss Kaylin?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Can you ask Professor to use this device? Miss Kaylin, can you ask Professor Minli to use your device? Can you hear me, Miss Kaylin?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. May we request that your device will be used by Miss Professor Minli? for us
Yes, of course. We are
or
copying the
clearly?
PowerPoint to this device, so please wait
Clearly
us
po,
for
can you
another
you
one or
are
two minutes.
Professor Miss Kayleen? Are you with
Oh,
Professor
yeah.
Kayleen already?
Yes, we are copying the PowerPoint to this device, so please wait us for another one or two minutes.
Okay. So,
Sorry for that.
okay. So, while waiting for the meron lang pong technical problem na nangyayari. Nagkakaroon lang po ng transferring of files from the the device that professor mainly is using to the device of her assistant. So, konting tiis lang po. Pasensya na. Pasensya na po kayo. Okay po, yung mga hindi pa po nakakuha ng e-certificate during and previous sessions, yung mga previous sessions po namin, please check our Facebook page, CHED Region 1, for the details. Nandun po yung yung link to get your e-certificates. Reminder, ang i-encode lang po doon para makuha ninyo ang inyong e-certificate ay inyong first name and your email address used during your um, dun po sa pag fill out po ninyo nung feedback form. So, while waiting, we will be flashing the different comments. And okay, sabi po ni Aurelia Gajutos, watching from UEP CVM, Katarman, Northern Samar. Hello po dyan sa mga nasa Northern Samar, especially po yung mga faculty, deans and heads po or higher education institutions na nandun po sa Samar. We also have Krisha Jane Condes, Sesmar. We learn as one and we wait as one. Okay po. Judy Romualdo Pasco, watching from Ilocos Norte. Kumusta po kayo dyan sa Ilocos Norte? And we also have Bagayawa Carlo. Hashtag webinar series, hashtag teen webinar. We have Nino G. Pader, hashtag tatak Chedro1. We also have Batar Shingis, watching from CDO Aklan. Hello po sa mga nasa Aklan. And from Mig Pio Quinto, thank you so much for this virtual meeting. God bless po always. Another is, she's from Zamboanga City. So marami pong salamat sa amang dako ng lugar po kayo dito sa Pilipinas. Marami pong salamat sa pagsubaybay ng aming webinar series. Alma Aiko, Masantos, Yakabosan, at si Kayon Amin. Good morning to all of you watching all the way from Mangaldan, Pangasinan, Region 1. Masantos, Yakabosan, Madam. And we hope that you are doing great. From Charito Cruz, good morning, watching from Ipan, Batangas. We also have Miss Josephine Pilingon. Good morning, everyone, watching from the Leyte Normal University, Tacloban City. Another from Miss Flora Bell Amoyen. Don't be stressed, sir. I and we understand. Thank you for your understanding, ma'am. Tamang-tama po yung unang nating topic. Bawal ang stressor. Bawal ma-stress. Okay, I think we are ready. Good morning, Professor.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Finally. So actually, it's a lot of work, and sorry for keeping you waiting for me. and I'm
Ma'am.
very sorry for the all these troubles made by the laptop and other things.
Uh, Ma'am, can you share your presentation?
Sure.
Yes.
你们开始播放吧。
Okay.
Okay.
So, ma'am, how are
So
you? Are you fine? Are you
yes.
okay?
Okay. Can you hear?
Oh. Can I ask how far is Hangzhou to Han?
Hangzhou, I think that's a 2 hours difference and
Oh,
thousands of miles away from your place where you are.
oh,
Okay,
it's
so good morning,
still
ladies and
located
gentlemen,
here, ma'am.
and thank you very much for joining this webinar.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so to formally start, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let us all welcome Professor Minli, Director, Global Engagement, Zhejiang University. Ma'am, you may take the floor now.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, moderator. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here, I would like to thank the Commission on Higher Education for giving me this chance to share with you the practices of Zhejiang University during the COVID-19 pandemic. So we know that COVID-19 is really a horrific disease. It seems that coronavirus is quite good at transmitting from one person to another and has turned simple social interactions into potentially fatal acts. So it is a public health emergency deserving our urgent and strong and also coordinated international responses. But this is more than a health crisis. It is a growing threat to the global security and economic stability. If this epidemic is not curbed, we will see there's a lot of crisis in terms of health, in terms of economy, and also in terms of the human lives. So it is in the interest of for all of us to contain the coronavirus, and we believe with our joint efforts and solidarity, the pandemic will be controlled and the people's lives will be back to normalcy. Before touching down to the practices of COVID-19, our practice against COVID-19, I would like to take this opportunity to brief you on Zhejiang University. So my university is one of the leading universities in China, which has a history of 123 years. So in the end of May, we just celebrate our 123rd anniversary. And this university located in Hangzhou. So the moderator just asked how far it is. Hangzhou is a city very close to Shanghai. Maybe many of you know about Shanghai. So it's a city like 45 minutes by high-speed rail from Shanghai. And it is also one of China's most picturesque cities and a home to the e-commerce giant Alibaba. Many of you, if you like shopping online, you may know the e-commerce giant Alibaba. So it's where the headquarters of Alibaba is located. And the university has a strong vibe of innovation and commits itself in pursuing excellence. It is a comprehensive university and also research intensive, with distinctive strength in engineering, information, agriculture technology, and medicine. And the university is organized across 7 faculties and 37 schools. So you see, we have 7 faculties from arts, humanities, social sciences, natural sciences, engineering, information technology, agriculture, life environment, and medicine and pharmaceutical sciences. And the university is home to over about 4,000 full-time faculty members. And also, it is a home to around 60,000 student body. And in terms of the student, we can see actually it's about over 50% of the students are graduate students. So that's why we are pretty research intensive. And also, the university currently ranks among the top 3 in mainland China and also within the top 100 worldwide. So here, like Shanghai Jiao Tong University ranking last year, put us the third place in mainland China. And in QS, one of these university rankings widely used of its 2020 university rankings, we are ranked number 54. And also we are a member of China C9 group. This C9 universities includes Peking, Tsinghua, Zhejiang, Fudan, Shanghai Jiao Tong, so these leading 9 research universities in China. And we've also built up a global network with about more than 180 global partners in 6 continents. And we have, within the partnership, we have been doing a lot of these double degree or dual degree programs with our partners. We have about 40 plus joint research labs with our partners, with the university and research institutes, and also industries. So we have a big partnership network. Okay, so this is something about the university, and also we are very proud to have 7 affiliated hospitals. And over the past few months, more than 700 medical staff from our hospitals have been involved in the combat against COVID-19 in Wuhan, the epidemic center, and also in Hangzhou. And here you see these 4 hospitals, the first, second, and also Reverend Shaw Hospital, and the 4th. These are comprehensive general hospitals. And we also have 3 specialized ones like a women's hospital, children's hospital, and also dental hospital. So here I would like to share you some of these pictures that we took of our medics in Wuhan. So this is a picture when these medics actually are heading for a departure to Wuhan. Helena, 电池不够了, sorry. And here also you see in the hospitals our medics wearing the mask and combat and also taking care of the patients. Here also we have some of our medics actually reach out to Italy to help with the assistance with the control efforts, and they take with them those suppliers of PPEs. Okay, so here are some of these basic information. Okay, here you see the pictures. So these medics reached at Italy and also work together with the colleagues in Italy for the combat of COVID-19. And another thing I would like to share with you is that sponsored by the Jack Ma Foundation and Alibaba, so our hospitals also compiled a series of handbooks sharing the first-hand experience with their counterparts around the world. So the COVID-19 prevention and treatment handbook, this is one of these, and also the COVID-19 outbreak hospital responses strategy are now available online for free in over 25 languages, reaching out to more than 230 countries and regions. So these are the 2 books. One of these is a handbook of prevention, and the other is hospital management. And these are also available online. So if some of you are interested, we can share with you the handbooks where you can download this. Now, next, I would like to share with you what we have been doing in response to COVID-19. So for me here, I would like to say, first of all, despite the disruption caused by the epidemic, the university's core missions of learning, research, and service have been standing resilient. And here, I would like to share with you what Zhejiang University has done in response to the pandemic over the past several months in terms of education and also research, international collaboration, virtual campus activities, and also preventive measures. So the first part is the teaching and learning. As of June 1st, we see over 168 countries have announced campus lockdown in response to the COVID-19 coronavirus outbreak. And many Chinese colleges and universities also have adopted online teaching measures to reduce the impact of the epidemic on education. So such a massive shift to online education is a great challenge for university IT preparedness, emergency response system, and also the adaptability of teachers around the world. So here, let's see what ZGU has been doing. So to minimize the disruption, we actually started online teaching on February 24th, in line with our original school calendar. And the university so far has offered more than 5,000 courses for both undergraduate and graduate students. And some of them are also open to learners worldwide. Meanwhile, our graduate students can also apply for an online oral defense. So you see here the smart classrooms. In order to offer the classes online, you have to be technologically well prepared for that. And in fact, before the epidemic, Zhejiang University had already used online systems to manage our undergraduate courses. And in 2018, so 2 years ago, the university began to build a wide spectrum of smart classrooms equipped with new functions such as audio recognition and simultaneous interpretation. And in recent months, a total of 200 smart classrooms have been quickly put in place for teachers to shoot video courses or live stream their classes. So here you see some of these pictures of our smart classrooms. And this is actually really a big investment. And when we did that, invested a lot in 2018, we did not expect that the outbreak of this epidemic like this. But at that time, we are thinking of the new technology, the digital technology to be applied, to be used in teaching. So that's why we invest as early as in 2018. And also, we established some platforms. So one is Learning at ZGU, the other is TEENN Talk. So Learning at ZGU is the one platform developed by the university. And the TEENN Talk ZGU is the platform we used on the platform of developed by Alibaba. So we use these two platforms, and the Course Hub Learning at ZGU provided all the courses, and in 2 months, it attracts 570,000 visits. And this TEENN Talk ZGU recorded a total audience of 300,000, provided a platform for teachers, students to interact at class. So we see these two platforms. One actually is used to offering the courses. The other is mostly for tutoring or interaction between the teacher and the students. These two have been commonly used, platforms commonly used by our faculty and the students. And the third is that we know, although we have those technology is prepared, and we know that in order to assure the quality and equality education, the other quality is that we have to take care is the training of faculty. We know, although we have those technology, not every faculty, not every teacher is well prepared for using this online kind of equipment or online facility to teach their courses. So we provide a lot of these training sessions for our faculty, and by using these virtual equipment and also online apps, and also to train them for the kind of change of the pedagogy and the teaching of methods of when they are teaching online. And we organized several of these sessions in mid-February for over 3,000 faculty members. So you see, we are a very big university, so a lot of these courses and the faculty, and that means a lot of work for these over 3,000 faculty training. And we also invite some of these instructors who are very good at this online teaching to provide their best practices for the rest of the faculty. And during these training sessions, we believe that the faculty learn a lot in order to change or adapt a new pedagogy, and also a lot to learn to use this new technology. And next here, So we have this policy of no one left out. We know some of these, although many of the students they have the access to these online courses, we still see many students coming from low-income families, and many of them cannot afford because they use this Wi-Fi, they use this online, the technology. They are not able to afford this equipment. So the university funded access to online learning for more than 1,000 disadvantaged students from low-income families. And also, we negotiated deals with several network providers to subsidize the data plans of our faculty and the students. So all the faculty and students, we receive those very competitive package of these equipment. Okay. So here, and also we provide these lecture playbacks with our faculty. Okay. So here I would like to provide you a video about our online courses. Moderator, can you play the video?
Zhejiang University.
Okay. So here's the So here, that's the video we share with you about our online courses. And here also another picture about our online oral defense. And while many students are busy taking the online courses, and the final year graduate students, they were very much concerned about the possibility of graduating in time. So in spring, we have about over 2,500 graduate students who are going to actually graduate. So they were expected to defend their thesis. So we also shifted to online defense in order to make sure that students can graduate as planned. Here, some of the pictures show you the oral defense taken place. So in early March, the university has formulated the virtual and dissertation filing guidelines for students and their advisors. And the college and departments, they set up a special oral defense committee and implemented the oral defense work in the same time. And so we see in order to ensure the quality of degree conferring, the students and the faculty, they are very careful and taking a meticulous manner in all these oral defenses. And our information and technology center provide very solid technological support to ensure the stability of this remote oral defense platform. And also, as part of precaution taken amid this COVID-19 pandemic, and this year's spring graduates won't be crossing the stage. And for them, this will be a big pity, but we see the students all can understand that very special policy at this time. And the second I would like to share with you is about our research. So in the same way, the global innovation landscape is reshaped at a fast speed, and open innovation taking place online through synergy, regardless of time and physical kind of constraints. And here, we adopt a platform called Research at ZGU. So this is the structure of our research platform. And in early March, we announced this one-stop Research at ZGU platform, allowing scientists and students to collaborate online despite the disruption caused by epidemic. So the faculty can apply for those research grants, and they can also share their data on this platform. And the students and the faculty and the supervisor can facilitate kind of interaction, discussion, seminars on this platform too. So this platform is a kind of part of our ongoing efforts to create an innovation ecosystem, learning online and research online, and which is instrumental in sustaining the vitality of research universities. And besides that, so because of the lockdown of our campus, but many of these research labs which are working on the research projects against COVID-19 are still open. And also in collaboration with one alumni company, the university has launched a special fund for prevention and control of viral infectious diseases to call for cutting-edge epidemic research, including COVID-19. And currently, we are funding about 100 research projects. And thanks to our alumni, actually, this fund is open to not only the faculty of Zhejiang University, to the professors in China, and also open internationally. And the third part I would like to share with you is we call that technology enhanced international exchange. We know because of the travel restrictions, the mobility is largely affected. But I think that the concern and the care for each other is not minimized. So it's crucial for university at this time to actually share know-how about coronavirus and also collaborate across borders to tackle our common challenge. So to facilitate a real-time discussion with our clinical staff, since March, the university has held a series of webinars with our partners in high-risk infectious countries. Here is some of this information about this sharing. So as up to June 1st, Zhejiang University has held over 60 webinars with approximately about 415 global partners, medical institutions, and government departments from 48 countries like United States, UK, Italy, France, Ethiopia, India, Argentina, Brazil, and Thailand, and involving about 5,000 overseas medical personnel, health experts, and also government officials to share the information and also our first-hand experiences on the diagnosis, treatment, care, and management of COVID-19. So here are some of these pictures on which our medical faculty are sharing during those webinars, sharing our experiences. And also, because of this travel, restriction, mobility, most of these campuses actually locked down. And as early as in late January and mid of February, when China was in a very severe and a serious situation of this epidemic, we received a lot of support from our partners. So we received over 100 support messages from our global partners. And when the epidemic spread over to or swept over the rest of the world, here in China, when the situation in China was improving, we also sent our care and support to our partners too. with those support letters and also PPEs like masks and sanitizers to our partners in like United States, in Australia, and in some other countries where the situation was very worse. And also, while the epidemic was disrupted the international mobility, we've made all-out efforts to enable and also empower multi-level collaboration with our global partners through all kinds of innovative digital means. We call that technology-enhanced international exchange. So far, we've already organized over 240 virtual meetings, over 10 online agreement signing, and also around 50 online lectures delivered by our faculty and also faculty from our partner universities. And also, with the university-related international travel prohibited, my office has worked together with our undergraduate school and also graduate school to work out the new funding policy, also credit transfer policies. You know, Zhejiang University, each year, we have about 4,000 undergraduates who will visit overseas our partner universities to have some experience, either taking the courses or the travel, or the visits, the culture visits. And this year, because of this pandemic, all this mobility was reduced. They did not have access to that. And how do we still provide the students the kind of opportunity to have those international experience? So we work with our partners to work out some of these programs online. And we drafted the new policies in order to able to fund them and also make the credit could be transferred back to the campus, back to the university. So this is the kind of policy change, adapting to this new situation. And also here you see this picture is actually the signing ceremony between our university and the university, Wageningen University and research. So we at this time, this is a new, I think, new page for both of us at this very special moment. We continue our collaboration and also we start a new page for our collaboration. And this is our president. This is the president of Wageningen Universities and Research in Netherlands. So this is an international exchange. Also, we take a lot of these virtual campus activities under this social distancing restriction in order to fight the spread of coronavirus. Many of these campus activities are shifted online. Here you see 2 weeks ago, I just say in the end of May, we celebrate the university 123rd anniversary worldwide. So this was a very special event because it used to be a big gathering from faculty and students and also alumni who would like to come back to the campus to celebrate. But this time, for the very first time in the university's history, we have made anniversary celebrations virtually. So the special event included singing university song online. All around the world, we have about 600,000 alumni. So these alumni chapters, they arrange the kind of singing the university song and they videotape that and they put that on the platform. And also we ask everyone on the campus or outside of campus around the world to shine a light for ZGU on the world map. And also we ask them to take a virtual tour of the campus and also collecting special wallpapers, watching the virtual concert and sharing photos and the videos on social media and so on. So although this celebration is online, we think it's also a very important and a special and amazing moment for all of us. I think that could be very memorable for every one of us who have been part of that. And also 2 weeks ago, we also did an online commencement for the first cohort of our graduate students from our joint school. We call that ZGU UIUC Joint Institute to ensure that every student will graduate as expected. So this joint school is kind of a joint effort between Zhejiang University and the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign in the United States. we have this joint institute for engineering. And the first cohort of students is around 30 students. We have this online ceremony of commencement. Here you see the pictures. This is the Chancellor of University of Illinois. He announced to confer the degree to every student. And this is the leadership of Zhejiang University. We celebrate on site. And this is the picture, this is the video. Actually, the leadership and the faculty from University of Illinois, they attended that online at the same time. So this is the online commencement happening in 2 cities, 2 countries at different times. Here in Zhejiang, in Hangzhou, it's in the morning, very early morning. At that in Abundant Champagne, it's late evening, like 9 p.m. So it's very kind of also very special and memorable moment. So although no virtual gathering can possibly match the splendor of our usual festivals, but I think the online events throughout this year seem to be turning out unusual and will definitely leave us very fond memories. And also, we also held virtual sports meetings. Here, let us also watch another very short video about our sports meeting. Please show this. Can you please show the video here?
Yes, okay. Yes, okay. Yes, okay.
So I hope that you will like that. And actually, our students, they take they videotape their sports, and also they share with the rest of the students and also the university. They put it online, and and also we call that a sports meeting, instead of this usual on-campus one. And the last part of this, I would like to share with you the preventive measures. And actually, over the past month, the university is has been closely monitoring the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. And with a series of effective measures taken, our top priority remains the health and the safety and well-being of our faculty and students on and off campus. So upon the pandemic outbreak, as in early February, we drafted an open letter to the whole Zhejiang University community, expressing our sympathy for those affected by the novel coronavirus and sharing the guidelines for the epidemic prevention and control. And mainly ask the students to remain alert and keep calm and stay healthy, and also follow the official advices. Because at the very beginning, people were so much nervous and worried about that. And many of our students didn't know what to do. So for the university, what we have to do is to ask them to follow the official advices and stay at home and stay healthy, and also do the kind of exercises in order to improve their immunity. So the university provides this kind of guideline and open letter to the students to make sure that they know the university is caring about them. And also in late February, when the situation is still very challenging, the spring term started as scheduled. So as I mentioned that we started online courses. And as the situation gradually improved in Zhejiang province and also in China more broadly, in March, we started to plan for several reopening stages to ensure the continuity of our teaching and research missions. So in early March, all these administrative staff uh, returned to the office after several weeks of working from home. So for me, like my colleagues and I, we started to work in middle February from home, but in early March, we got back to campus and working from office. But at that time, we still take very careful kind of measures. We had to wear masks if you are not alone. So if you are alone in the office, that's okay. But if you are with someone else, you have to wear masks. So since the end of April, we arranged for students to come back to the campus at different times. So the first group of students who come back to the campus are those graduate students, are those who are going to graduate in March. And then we arrange for the students who are in Hangzhou and in Zhejiang province, where the situation is much better than the rest of China, to come back. And then students from faculty from other provinces. And the last group are the students and faculty from Hubei province and Wuhan, which was the epicenter. So the faculty and students were arranged to come back at different times. And also, even when they come back, the online teaching continues to avoid large gathering. And also here, I will also share with you the kind of preparation for us to make sure that students come back to campus. Here is another video I would like to share with you. Please show the video.
CGU Logistics Office is now organizing disinfection and checkup procedures before students return back to campus. Our faculty actively join the voluntary work to help with water service. The office takes care of baby plants left by students. Public areas and facilities on campus have been thoroughly disinfected by the service staff, which is an important regular work for them every day. Maintenance staff is examining the air conditioner. Sanitizer is provided everywhere in campus. Security staff are busy with their work in sustaining the peace of the campus.
Okay, here's another one. The second one, also the coming back of students.
First, take the temperature. Next, have the luggage disinfected. Then, scan my face and the pattern code. Bingo! And back! Long time no see. I'm excited to embrace the campus. Wow! There's a bus which was sent directly to dogs. Follow the volunteer under the help of security staff. Let's get started. Familiar scenery by the window. Unforgettable road. Everything seems to be vigorous again. Here we come to the destination, the second home of us. I'm ready to start a new journey.
Videos we share with you about the coming back and also the preparation for the students come back. And also, in order to keep the information accurate and traceable, We use the ThinkTalk ZGU, a live streaming app by the university to record the also update the profile of every faculty and students. So here are some of the questions you have to answer about your temperature, about where you have been, about who you have contact in recent days. So then you have to answer these questions and to update your personal profile. And this is also another code. So in order to make sure everyone is healthy when they come back to campus, you have to show this blue code in order to enter this campus. You have to scan that. We've even get the real-time information of how crowded the dining hall is so as to arrange our own dining time accordingly. So here you see all these cafeterias here. We have a lot of these cafeteria on these campuses, and we have this flow limit for each dining hall, the cafeteria, and you can monitor the real-time crowdedness. And the blue is the current number of people in the dining hall, and the green one is the remaining capacity. So by getting online to see this real-time crowdedness, you can make the decision whether to eat in the cafeteria or not. So if you don't want to eat at the cafeteria, we have prepared as many takeout lunch boxes for the faculty and the students to take back to your dormitory or to your office to eat. And besides this, we also still carry out the social distancing policy on the campus. For example, in the research labs, we require that the occupants should be within 30% in order to make sure everyone is safe. And also, here on the campus, if you enter the campus at the gate, the main gate, you will have to take the temperature. And also, the university provided some of these PPE, the personal preventive equipment, like masks, like a liquid soap, like the sanitizers for the students and the faculty, and also the staff to use. So I think that the university has taken every measure to make sure that when we open this campus, when the students and faculty come to the campus, everyone is safe and healthy. So we see that many consider those measures as taking the bold actions of banning travel, curtailing university events, and shifting all class online to be overreacting. But I think that this is the essence and responsibility of a university, being proactive in the interest of the health and the safety of our community. So just as Benjamin Franklin said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I truly believe with the joint efforts and the solidarity, this epidemic will be controlled and our lives will be back to normalcy. And thank you. It's a very great pleasure to share with you all these practices of what Zhejiang University have been doing. And also, I would like to invite any of you, if you have the questions, I'll be happy to answer that too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor, for that informative insights and strategies you have shared to us. Indeed, we have learned a lot from your university's best practices that we can adopt here in the Philippines in addressing the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. So before we proceed to the open forum, we will be reading first some recommendations from our participants. From Mr. Narciso, wow, what a great practices implemented. Amazing insights. Thank you, Professor Minli. We also have Miss Dikito. Wow, it's worth the investment. Strategically planned and everybody benefits from all this highly technology. Innovative and transformative programs, technologies, and facilities. Your best practices in addressing the impact of COVID-19 pandemic are impressive and commendable. Thank you very much for sharing it, Professor Minli. Another? Okay, so we are done with those commendations. Now we are ready to flash in our screen the different questions for this topic. From Al Cameron Avila, mental health is a serious concern that must also be prioritized, especially the uncertainty that is brought by this pandemic. How did Sang Zhejiang University reinforce the psychosocial state of its students and faculty in dealing with this pandemic?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. Actually, we have a department of psychology, and also we have a counseling office on the university. So our faculty and staff they prepared a training session for our students and also faculty, particularly during these COVID-19, this pandemic. They provide those instructions and guidelines and also some soothing kind of music to make sure that everyone they still, although in a kind of state of worry and concern, they will be get healthy and in this very difficult time. So academically or also technologically, our faculty provide those experiences, very informative kind of session and instructions, and also we put that online for the students and faculty to watch in order to get kind of knowledge for that. And those who have those problems can also call these staff who are, particularly I think some of these psychiatrists who are working on this to tell them their problems and questions and get very experienced advices. So that's how the university work on that.
Okay, another question, ma'am, from Rudolph Tan. How did your university overcome the problem of lack of connectivity and lack of gadgets of some of your students in order for them to participate in the online classes?
Yeah, as I mentioned that we had a policy of no one left out. So the university actually provides certain kind of funding for those low-income students, low-income family students. And also we provide very special, very cheap kind of package for the internet access for the students. And for those who do not have those live access to these online courses, so all the courses are videotaped, and the students can download that and to watch these courses, even if they are not able to have the simultaneous kind of learning of these courses, online courses. Thank you.
Another question from Judy Panugaling. Hello, Professor. We all know that everything is perfect, amazing, and inspiring. But did you also experience a technical difficulties during online classes? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. See here on this PowerPoint, we present you that everything seems to be very smooth and good and going on very well. Of course, for every faculty and teachers, and particularly for those who have never experienced kind of online teaching, there were problems happening, and also the kind of technological problems too. Just as in the morning when we started this kind of meeting, online meeting. We had problems with my computer too, and I think that some of our faculty really encountered those problems. Anyway, we have those technological staff to support and assist them to solve these kind of problems.
Okay, another question from Juby Villanueva. Do you have limits as regard the number of units enrolled by students during this pandemic since the delivery is mostly online?
We do not, for those courses delivered online, we do not have very specific kind of limit on this capacity. But for the interaction between the faculty and the students, particularly for those seminars, we have a limit because in order to ensure the quality of these kind of good interaction between the tutors and the students, we think there should be a limit of no more than like 20 certain students in order to make sure there's a good interaction with everyone in class. But for only the lecturing, there is no limit on the capacity online.
Another question, Professor, from Love Lufable. Thank you, Professor Lee, for sharing best practices in your university. Those are really amazing. If ever there is infected during the school year, is the university take care of the expenses for the treatment?
Okay, so this is a very special occasion for this COVID-19. If the person is infected, actually this is the country's policy. So the government will actually take the expenses for everyone who is infected, not the university. And I think that for our students, all of them have those health insurance, and which can cover their kind of minor diseases. But for COVID-19 specifically, this is covered by the government.
Professor, another question from Bagayawa Carlo. What is the best educational practices should you advise or give to help the learning continuity nowadays that we are experiencing these challenges? Is it good to have an online learning since our country is experiencing a not so good internet connection? Thank you, ma'am. More power.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this question. I think that now we are in the period of the fourth industrialization, and the digital technology actually enable us to try a new kind of approach for education. And we try to adopt a hybrid model of in-person education and also digital education to make it more accessible to a large number of audiences or a lot of people who want to take this kind of education. So that's also an idea of lifelong learning and also massive learning or new learning for people. And I think that is very good for university to take both these kind of approaches.
From G. Moore, how did you basically give immediate assessment and feedback?
What does that mean? Mean the assessment of the online courses or particularly this?
Assessment of students.
Okay, yes. Okay, so actually every course, the faculty, at the end of every course, the faculty will collect the students' comments or feedback. So we will see, the faculty will see how many students say this is a good course, it's delivered in a well manner, or some of them are not have the problem or do not have the problems. So each of the course will collect those feedback and comments in order to ensure the quality.
Okay, another question. Is the OJT allowed in your university? At this, OJT means on the job training or internship. Is allowed in your university at this time of pandemic? Is online on the job training allowed in the
Um,
streamers?
yes, I know that. So on the job training currently is we just allow that, but in February, March, April, and in the last few months, OJT was not allowed because we could not have so many people come to the campus. So now the campus is reopened and we start to continue or begin this OJT. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So no more questions. Um, I one more question. We also have a dart say online learning has many advantages, but a disadvantage of this is socialization, an important factor to our children. How would you react on this?
Okay, so personally, I think that online learning has advantages, but the disadvantage, as you mentioned, is that it is not in-person interaction. And I believe that education requires those in-person education, inter-person interaction. It is not only the delivering of the knowledge, more broadly, it's a kind of interaction between people and also the getting to know about the culture, about the behavior. So I believe that, as I mentioned, we hope that there will be a kind of a hybrid model of both online and also in-person education, on-campus education.
Okay, we have another question. What other intervention programs, except online learning, you have conducted to help your students learn?
Um, Except online learning, we also, I just mentioned, we have this online research. So particularly for graduate students, they have to continue their research. So we establish that platform for the students to communicate continuously with their advisor and also to share with each other what they have been doing on these research projects, particularly those data, and to make sure that they are still working on their research projects. Thank you.
Another question. Health awareness is a great help for its institutions nowadays. My concern is many parents in this time of pandemic is really afraid to take risks in sending their children in school because of the COVID-19, which is a big concern of most private institutions. If online classes are now the top learning modality in the Philippines, how can we ensure the reliability and validity of the online tests if parents or even different online resources can easily help them?
Okay, this is also a big question about online testing. Actually, we are going to have all our exams taking online at the end of this semester because still there are still many students who are also taking online courses at home. So currently, about over 50% of our students come back to the campus, and the rest of them are still at home. So we decided to have these exams online, and we use the digital kind of technology and equipment to make sure that all these exams are as good as what we did used to do on campus. And I believe also these online resources are very useful for the students too. If the faculty could upload, if the students also upload all this information on a big platform of the university, and make it accessible to everyone, this will become a big pool of resources which could enrich our knowledge and also which could make everyone access to those big resources and have those exposure to that. Thank you.
Okay, Professor, last question. How do you conduct science laboratory activities in these pandemic times?
Mhm. As I mentioned that during the pandemic, actually, most of our labs were closed. Only a few which are working on this prevention and controlling of the pandemic were open. And it's a little bit hard for us at that time. I think now this campus is reopened, so all these labs are open. But I just said we require the occupants should be within 30% of this occupancy, the capacity of these research labs. Another thing is that we use this research online platform where you can share all this data, your research projects together with the rest of the other faculty to make sure this will be a platform that faculty and students can use within the university big platform. Yeah, thank you.
Recommendation, Professor. Professor Min Lee is very knowledgeable. Thank you for sharing your best practices, Professor.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that ends our open forum. Thank you. May we have your concluding statement, Professor, before we end?
Okay, so I think that it's a great opportunity for me to share the practices with you, and I do hope that we could work together with the joint efforts and the solidarity, and we could curb and control the epidemic. And in the area of this global village, we call that global village, I think it is something that in the interest of every one of us. We look forward to working together with our partners in addressing those common challenges. And thank you very much for listening.
Again, on behalf of the CHED Regional Office 1, our heartfelt gratitude to you, Professor Min Lee, for being with us in this webinar series. Thank you very much, ma'am, and keep safe always, and God bless.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you very much. Take care and stay healthy and safe.
Thank you. Okay, so yan. Thank you very much po sa lahat ng mga nanood ng ating webinar series. And stay tuned for more of our webinar series this afternoon. We will be back this afternoon at 1 o'clock p.m. and our topic is sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression, or SOGI, equality in the Philippines. This is within the Pride Month celebration, in celebration of the Pride Month. Opo. And this will be tackled by Honorable Congresswoman Geraldine B. Roman. Okay? And after that, we also have the next topic, which is the vulnerability of elderly in higher education institution to COVID-19. Okay, so marami pong salamat. Keep safe and God bless us all. See you this afternoon.